Hi dear friends, welcome. I'm sorry I haven't uploaded in 1 month. Life has been quite overwhelming lately and quite a lot of emotional states, and I was feeling quite tired, still a bit tired, but I still decided to make this video today. I just taught a class here and now I'm making a video, and today it's going to be a yin class because I know that some of my friends have asked to make a yin yoga, especially now around the more hectic periods, Christmas, New Year. People tend to get quite worried in their minds, including myself. And also maybe the feeling of loneliness and the feeling of maybe not being where you want to be because it's almost the end of the year. And today I want to welcome it all on the mat, and we're going to do a quite soothing practice, not too long, and you might need a meditation cushion. We're just going to use it for the end to place on our belly, so we can, when we're going to lay on the ground, and to practice some belly breathing. So you might want to take that, and maybe 2 blocks, a blanket and a bolster. If you don't have that, it's also okay. I always like to start in a seated position, so if you want to make yourself to a seated position, we can start today. And I'm happy that you're here and you decided to practice with me. So we can start with maybe closing our eyes. And today we're going to start with a soothing breathing exercise. It's called Nadi Shodhana. And you can start with, maybe we can open our eyes again. So your middle finger and your pointer finger, you can either bring them in like this from your right hand, and then you close your right nostril with your right thumb, and then you can place your left hand in a mudra with your pointer finger and your thumb, and you open the palm like that. So your left hand is in a mudra, and this kind of helps to circulate the energy. So otherwise the energy can get spilled out, but if we use the mudra, we can keep the energy we create inside. And then we use our pointer finger and middle finger, bring it in, and then you close your right nose with your right thumb, and you exhale fully through the left nostril. Inhale through the left. Close it with your ring finger, and then exhale, open your right nostril, exhale through the right nostril. Inhale through the right nostril. Close it with your right thumb. Exhale through the left. Continue like that. Inhale. Close it. Exhale right. Inhale. Close. Exhale left. Inhale. Close. Exhale right. So find your rhythm here. Slowly exhale through the left nostril. And then you can relax your right hand back down. Both hands can be in the mudra with the thumb and the pointer finger connected. And take a moment to feel the effects of this energy exercise we did, balancing both sides of our nostrils, both sides of the brain. And we can start today's practice with chanting Om 3 times. If you want, you can join in by bringing the palms together in front of your heart. Take a deep inhale. Open your eyes, and we'll start today in a forward fold, and we're going to do butterfly. So if you're sitting on something, take it out. You can bring the soles of the feet together and just allow your chin to drop down to your chest as you fold down. So some people, they like to place some blocks underneath their knees for support. Others, they like to maybe bring the bolster underneath your knees. Can feel quite nice also for support. And then you can maybe stack some blocks on top of each other. And we can fold down. It's nice to fold and to let your head rest on something. This gives our nervous system the sign that it's time to relax. So I will use this variation. I have quite open hips, and we'll stay here for 3 minutes. To really drop inwards. Really take your time, especially if you're new to Yin Yoga. Give yourself the time and space. And if you're using a block, sometimes it can feel quite hard. So maybe you can place a blanket over your block. Allow yourself to close your eyes. Finding your way in this pose, let your whole spine round. You don't have to push your shoulders up to your ears. You can use the least tension possible so we can dive into the deeper layers of the muscles called the fascia. Allow your belly to soften. Allow your hips to be soothed and relaxed. The grip of your hands is relaxed. There's nowhere else you have to be right now. If your mind is busy, it's okay. Everything is okay in this very moment. Let's take our final breath here. And then slowly push into your hands to come up, up, up. You can take your props out to the side, and then you can lean back with your hands and just extend your legs forward. You can hang into your shoulders and allow yourself to just relax. Maybe you want to bring your knees together and give yourself a nice hug. Listen to your body. We're going to go to the next pose to open up our shoulders. So it's called Anahata Asana, the heart melting pose. You can make sure you have enough space, and if you have sensitive knees, take the blanket, place the blanket on your mat. If you don't have a blanket, you can also double fold your mat. And then we're gonna come into a tabletop, and we're gonna place our hands under our shoulders, our knees under our hips, and we're gonna walk our hands forward, forward, forward. Keep the knees stacked above the hips and let your heart melt down. So we'll stay here for 3 minutes. It's quite intense for the shoulders, and for some of us this might not feel very comfortable. If not, you can also place a block underneath your chest. Makes it a bit easier. You can let your elbows kind of relax down. And then you can simply let your forehead rest on the earth, or maybe your chin if you're more flexible. And if you have wide shoulders, maybe place the hands a bit wider. And I'm just going to place the microphone here so you can hear me a bit better. You can allow your chest to drop and close the eyes and just be here for 3 minutes for yourself, opening your shoulders, opening your chest. And where can you let go just a little bit more? You feel a lot of resistance. It's okay. Everything is welcome on the mat. Notice if you're squeezing somewhere, can you soften and let go? knowing that you can't be perfect. You can just be yourself. Our final 3 breaths. The last one. We'll come out slowly. Ooh, push up and then just roll onto your belly. And we're just going to place the hands on top of each other and let the forehead rest on top. And just take a moment to feel all of the effects of the pose today. It's quite intense. From here, we'll slowly pop up onto our hands and knees. And actually, we're just going to roll onto our spines. If you had the blanket, you can take it out. Or it can also feel quite nice and soothing for the lower back to have a blanket under your lower back. Know that you can really give yourself a lot of space and you can use all the props. So you can lay flat on your spine. And then we're going to do a hip opener here. And you can choose which variation you want to take. You can place the outside of your right ankle just above of your right knee. And then you're going to hug the left knee into your chest, relax the right foot, and we're opening the right hip here. And you can either grab with your hands the back of your left foot or maybe the top of your left shin. So for a lot of people, this might look something like this, where the head is lifted and cannot really ground the shoulders. So maybe you place a blanket underneath your head. And it can also be nice to have a strap. You can hook the strap in both hands and you can wrap it around your top of your left shin and you can hold both hands with the strap. We won't be here for too long. It's more of an active pose, so find your place here and just lay on your back and try to relax the lower back onto the earth. So I'm going to put a timer for 2 minutes. We'll open up the right hip. Let your belly soften, knowing that there's nowhere else that you have to be. And knowing that all the parts that there's resistance in your body, that they all have something to tell. knowing that we have to fill our own cups in order to help the people we love. Our final 3 breaths. One more inhale, one more exhale. Slowly release your hands and place your left foot on the ground and cross your right knee all the way over your left, and we'll come into a twist. If it's too much, simply bring both knees together and just drop the knees to the left. But if you have the space, you can cross your knees, move your hips to the right and move your hips to the right, drop your knees to the left. Maybe you place the meditation cushion under your knees, or maybe the block. Important to keep the whole right shoulder glued to the ground. We'll stay here again for 2 minutes. Today's holds aren't that long, since I'm trying to keep it more of a shorter practice. So 2 minutes starting now. So yin yoga, we usually hold the poses for about 3 to 5 minutes, but today a bit shorter. Turn your head to the right if it feels okay for your neck. Allowing your jaw to fully soften. Allowing yourself to be you. We have one more breath. And gently turn your head to the center. Bring your knees in. And then we'll take a moment to place our hands on our lower belly. Feel the difference between the right and left. And we'll switch to the left side. So Place the feet on the ground. Bring the outside of your left ankle above your right knee. And then you bring the right knee into your chest. If you want, you can grab the outside of your right leg or the top of your right shin. Drop the shoulders down. We'll stay here again for 2 minutes. Maybe you just place the right foot on the ground and stay there. For some of us, this might feel already more than plenty of sensations in our left hip. That's our target area. And I'm going to drink a little water. Again, try to find some softness. For a lot of us, it's going to feel quite intense. So we can really allow it just to be. Important that there's no pain in the left knee. If you start to feel any pain, it's a moment to come out. We have our final 3 breaths. And slowly release. Place the right foot on the ground. Cross your left knee over your right. If you were using a prop on the left, use it on the right side. You can move your hips to the left and drop your knees to the right. You can extend your left arm out. You can turn your head to the left. So stay here again for another 2 minutes. Try to keep your left shoulder to the ground. Maybe you need to lift the left knee a little higher. It's totally fine. And you can place something like your right hand on your belly if you want to breathe towards that area. Your jaw is soft. Your lips are relaxed. Your eyes are softened. Taking your final breath. Turn your head to the center, bring your knees back up, and then you can take a moment, feel what do you want to do. Maybe you want to stay in silence, or maybe you want to move a bit. And then we'll come into our final shape before we go into Shavasana. We're just lift up a little bit. And you need the 2 blocks. So you're going to place one block like this, the other block like this, in a T position. You can choose to bring this one a bit higher. So this block will go in between your shoulder blades, quite high up. The other one underneath your head. And then you can take the round cushion and place it on your lower belly. Yeah, so you can play a bit. Make sure it's really in between your shoulder blades. And then you can choose what you want to do with the legs, maybe extend. And I like to do them in butterfly. So for me, I like it that my heart is a bit more open. So I will take the block away from my head to open up my throat a bit more. And then you can place the cushion on your belly, and then we'll stay here for 3 minutes, and then really take your time. So also play with your hands. Where do you want to bring them? Maybe you want to bring them next to your body, kind of in a T shape, to open up those shoulders a bit more. Maybe not. Choose. Some like to bring them above your head, maybe grabbing opposite elbows. I think I'm gonna take that one. I like this one. Maybe grab your hands, bring your hands above you to really open the chest, the shoulders. And now while we're laying here, we're gonna bring all of our awareness to our lower belly and push the belly into the cushion. It can feel quite hard, especially since we're opening the chest. But notice if you can breathe in, feel the belly up, all the way up towards your chest. And then exhale, drop the chest down, the rib cage and the belly. Inhale, expand the belly. Ribs, chest, and exhale, drop the chest down, the ribs and the belly. Keep going. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Last one. And exhale. Taking your final 3 breaths. If you want to use the pillow again to push the belly out, you can do that. And once you've finished your last breath, really take all the time you need. You bring one knee all the way to the other side and you drop to the side. Take your block out and just lay flat on your back. For a moment, feel, take any shape you want. So take a moment to get into your final pose, Shavasana. Maybe you want to cover yourself with a blanket. Anything else is welcome. And we'll be there for about 5 minutes, so you can lay flat on your back. Maybe you want to have the round cushion on your belly. So find yourself in your way, and then you can close your eyes. Allow your whole body to melt into the earth, and if you want, you can also place, if you have the bolster underneath your knees for support. Allow your whole face to soften and relax. The whole body to relax. Everything is okay. Make any small adjustments, and then from there you allow everything to just be as it is. If you feel restless, it's okay. If you feel relaxed, it's okay. Try not to discriminate any feeling or sensation we might have in this moment. Knowing that peace can be achieved in this very moment. Maybe even allowing yourself to smile a little at everything that's going on right now. To create this sense of lightness within. From here, start to gently wiggle your fingers and your toes. Awaken the breath. Do it very slowly, very gently, very mindfully. Maybe you want to make a full body stretch. Take your time. Maybe you want to take a deeper inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. Hug your knees into your chest, and if you want, you can roll to one side, or maybe rock and roll up and down a couple of times to come into a seated position, where we're gonna end the practice. If you want, you can close your eyes. We'll end with chanting one time. Once you're ready, bring your hands in front of your heart. Take a deep inhale. Open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining today. I hope you really felt something, connecting more to yourself, connecting more to the world, what is happening inside, so you're ready to continue the rest of your day, morning, night. And I'm sending you a lot of love, a lot of peace, and a big hug. Thank you for joining. Namaste.